Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about as part of the oscillations in simple harmonic motion, the average speed and average velocity of a particle which is executing SHM, simple harmonic motion. Okay, are you clear? Are you able to see the screen? Average speed and velocity, right? You can see here first what is the particle displacement maximum you can observe here first. Consider a particle from the mean position. This is the mean position O. This is the right extreme. This is the left extreme. So left extreme, let us say A, right extreme, let us say B. This is we know already. This is the mean position O. Okay? Yes or no? Are you able to see the screen? Average speed and velocity.
Yes.
Right. Now, what is the right extreme, the distance from the mean position? We know already. Amplitude, capital A. Left extreme also amplitude, capital A. Now the first property I am discussing, average speed. Average speed. Before going to average speed, I need to know the total distance covered in one time period, one complete oscillation. Okay, because average speed is equal to total distance by total time taken. Okay, average speed is equal to total distance traveled in a time interval of t, one time period, capital T. Okay, this is the total time for one oscillation. For one oscillation. Are you clear this? Can anybody tell me for one complete oscillation, what is the total distance traveled by the particle in simple harmonic motion? For one complete oscillation, total distance is equal to, you can see here from the diagram, it is going from O to B and then B to O and again O to A, again A to O. Are you clear this? Distance wise, magnitude wise, you can take same. So that this is A, again reverse A, again A. How much total? 4 times of A. Are you understood this point? Total distance will be 4 times of A, amplitude. Total distance covered by the particle for one complete oscillation. Yes or no? And total time period you can take, total time period is capital T. That is for one oscillation time period. Okay. Then we can write now average speed. Therefore, average speed is equal to total distance 4 times of A by total time capital T. Okay, 4A by T. Now, this is the value, answer. Then this is in terms of omega, what you can write. We know time period T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Are you clear this? 2 pi by omega. Then average speed, V average is equal to, VAVG is equal to 4A by 2 pi by omega. Are you clear this? 4A by 2 pi by omega. Then this you can write 4, this is 4 2 times cancel. Then you can write, what you can write, 2 times of omega will come up, omega into A by pi. Are you clear this? 2A omega by pi. V average is equal to 2A omega by pi. Yes. What is omega A? Anybody can say? A omega is equal to, what is the value? V max, maximum speed. Yes or no? Maximum speed of a particle in executing SHM. Then V average, what you can write? V average is equal to 2 by pi V max. 2A omega pi or 2 by pi V max. Are you clear this? V average is equal to 2 a omega pi or 2 by pi into V max. Both is applicable, both equations. This is about average speed calculation. Total distance covered in one complete oscillation by total time taken. Yes or no? Right. So this is about average speed. Next, second one is average velocity. Average velocity. Then average velocity, what you can define? Net displacement. Net displacement. Net displacement divided by total time taken. That is the average velocity. Are you clear this? What is the net displacement in one complete oscillation? Anybody can guess? Fast. What is the net displacement of the particle? You can understand very easily. How the particle is moving? You can see here. Particle starts from O, going to B, and comes back to O, going to A, comes back to O for one complete oscillation. What is the net displacement? Yes? Yes, my dear students? Net displacement. Muneshwar? Gautam Venkat?
Sir, 0, sir.
0. Very good, very good. Net displacement is equal to 0. Because you can observe particle come to same position. You can see here. Particle starts from O, going to B, again coming to O, going to A, coming to O. So that particle coming to same initial position. Okay. So that net displacement is 0. I hope all of you understood. Net displacement is 0. Then problem is over. Then average velocity will be 0. Average velocity also 0. Are you clear this? The net displacement is 0, no doubt average velocity also 0. Okay. So this is about average speed and average velocity of SHM. Okay. Right. Next we'll go for applications. We know already Vmax and Amax. Okay. Based on that Vmax and Amax, if the problems they given, then how to calculate time period and amplitude. These are the numericals or NEET level model problems. If they given Vmax, maximum velocity and maximum acceleration in the given problem, then how to find time period and amplitude of a particle. So this is the application oriented question. Vmax and Amax given, how to find time period and amplitude. For that, how to relate them? What is the relation Vmax, maximum velocity, is equal to A omega? Yes or no? Vmax is equal to A omega. Okay. Then Amax is equal to minus omega square A. Minus omega square A. So magnitude only you can take. Magnitude of Amax is equal to magnitude of modulus of minus omega square into A. That is equal to plus omega square into A. Okay. So Vmax is equal to omega, magnitude of Amax is equal to omega square into A. Okay. Then from this, how to find the time period? Suppose you can take equation 1 Vmax, equation 2 Amax. Then you can write Amax magnitude by Vmax, you can write. Amax magnitude by Vmax. That is equal to omega square A by omega A. Are you clear this? Omega square A by omega A. Then A cancel. Omega square, omega one time cancel. This is equal to omega. So from this you can find omega also from Vmax and Amax. So if you want to calculate only omega, that implies omega angular speed is equal to magnitude of Amax by Vmax. Are you clear this? From this you can calculate time period. We know already relation omega is equal to 2 pi by t. From this you can write t equal to 2 pi by omega. Yes or no? Then you can write that implies t is equal to 2 pi by modulus of Amax by Vmax. Are you clear this? From this you can write time period T is equal to 2 pi into Vmax. You can write upside Vmax by Amax. If it is given only acceleration maximum and velocity maximum in a given SHM, then how to find the time period means this is the formula. Are you clear this? Time period T by 2 pi into Vmax by Amax. Yes or no? Are you able to following this?
Yes, sir.
Next, how to calculate amplitude? We know already to calculate amplitude. We know already Vmax is equal to A omega. Magnitude of Amax is equal to omega square into A. Okay. Then I want to calculate amplitude value. For that, first from this you can calculate Vmax square. Vmax square. That is equal to A omega whole square, squaring on both sides. That is A square omega square. A square omega square. Then now, let us say this Vmax square is equal to A square omega square, equation number 1. Amax is equal to omega square, equation number 2. Then I can divide 1 by 2. 1 by 2. That is equal to Vmax square divided by modulus of Amax. Vmax square divided by modulus of Amax. That is equal to A square omega square divided by omega square into A. Are you clear this? A square omega square by omega square into A. Omega square cancel. A one time cancel. So that A. So from this you can find A. Mi. Sound jodu. A is equal to Vmax square by Amax. Therefore, capital A amplitude is equal to velocity maximum square by modulus of amplitude of acceleration maximum. Are you clear this equation? So this is the way to find the amplitude by knowing Vmax and Amax. Velocity maximum and acceleration maximum. Are you clear this? This is the simple techniques. Once you can understand basic theory, you can do easily. Yes or no? Right. Next one more application, if it's problem situation. Suppose in a SHM, in a simple harmonic motion. So let us say particle 1 moving at an instant, its velocity v1, this particle velocity, its velocity v1 and displacement y1. Similarly, at another instant, its velocity v2 and at the displacement y2. Okay. So that application we can write like these are all the problems model applications. In a single SHM moving along a straight line. So two instants we are taking. In SHM, at an instant its velocity v1, displacement y1. Another instant velocity v2, displacement y2. In that case, we have to relate what is the value of its amplitude, again the same application model, and angular frequency. So that means in the question they will give v1 y1 for a given particle and v2 y2. Are you clear this? In an SHM, at an instant its velocity v1 for the displacement y1, another instant for the same particle velocity v2, displacement y2. Are you clear this point? In that case, find omega, angular velocity and amplitude of the particle. Are you able to see the screen what I am writing? Yes. My dear student, please react fastly. In an SHM, at an instant, its velocity v1 for the displacement y1, another instant for the same particle velocity v2, displacement y2. Then find omega comma a in terms of v1 y1, v2 y2. Are you clear this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we have an equation, velocity and omega and amplitude displacement equation. V is equal to, can you tell me, V is equal to omega into root of a square minus y square. V is equal to omega into root of a square minus y square. Are you clear this equation? V is equal to omega into root of a square minus y square. Yes or no? Please react. V equal to omega into root of a square minus y square. Relation between V omega a y. Yes or no? Please. Are you understood this equation?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then from this, what you can write for a first instant? For a first instant, we can write V1 is equal to, for the same particle, angular speed does not change. Omega, amplitude also not change. A square minus y1 square. What you can write for first instant, V1 is equal to omega into root of a square minus y1 square. For second instant, for the same particle, same SHM, A and omega will not change. V2 is equal to omega into root of a square minus y2 square. Are you clear this? V1 is equal to omega into root of a square minus y1 square. V2 is equal to omega into root of a square minus y2 square. Let us say equation number 1, equation number 2. Then from equation number 1, what you can write? Squaring on both sides. V1 square is equal to omega square into a square minus y1 square. Okay. Then you can rewrite this equation. V1 square by omega square is equal to a square minus y1 square. Okay. From this you can write V1 square plus y1 square by omega square. V1 square by omega square plus y1 square is equal to a square. Similarly, what you can write for V2? V2 square by omega square plus y2 square is equal to a square. Can I write like this? V1 square by omega square plus y1 square is equal to a square. V2 square by omega square plus y2 square is equal to a square. Equation number 3, 4. Yes or no? Please try to react. You understood? I will go further. Are you understood this? E1 square by omega square plus y1 square is equal to a square. V2 similarly I am writing from equation number 2. V2 square by omega square plus y2 square is equal to a square. Are you
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Right. Then you can do subtract 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4. What will get? V1 square by omega square minus V2 square by omega square plus y1 square minus y2 square is equal to 0. Right side is equal to 0. From this I want to define omega square. How to define omega square? You can take common 1 by omega square into V1 square minus V2 square is equal to minus of y1 square minus y2 square. Are you clear this? Then from this you can take minus multiply inside. Then this will write y2 square minus y1 square. Y2 square minus y1 square. Now I want omega square. Then omega square is equal to v1 square. One step in between. What you can write? v1 square minus v2 square is equal to omega square. You can multiply right side. Omega square into y2 square minus omega y1 square. Are you clear this? From this omega square you can write as omega square is equal to v1 square minus v2 square divided by y2 square minus y1 square. Are you understood this? From this you can write omega is equal to root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by y2 square minus y1 square. That's it. In terms of y1 and y2 and v1 and v2, we can write omega is equal to root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by y2 square minus y1 square. Understood this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So you can see here omega is equal to root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by y2 square minus y1 square. Okay. Similarly, time period you can calculate, frequency you can calculate. Okay. Similarly, amplitude also you can write. Amplitude you can derive. Just I am giving final equation. Amplitude A is equal to root of v1 square y2 square minus v2 square y1 square by v1 square minus v2 square. Amplitude I am not deriving. You can derive. Amplitude A is equal to root of v1 square y2 square minus v2 square y1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. v1 square y2 square minus v2 square y1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. So this you can derive. If any doubt, you can discuss with me. One I derived, second you can derive. Are you clear this? Omega is equal to root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by y2 square minus y1 square. And amplitude derivation is root of v1 square y2 square minus v2 square y1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. Are you clear this? Second derivation you have to do. Very simple. You have to take equation 1 and 2 and you can do simply mathematical steps. You can adjust the amplitude A such that you will find the final value. Okay. Can you do that? Amplitude equation. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is about this application models related to based on the characteristics of SHM. Characteristics of SHM. Okay. Right. So next we will go for dynamics of SHM. Up to now we have discussed characteristics. Okay. What is the force value in simple harmonic motion? It's the dynamics. Once you can say dynamics, we need to understand force. What is the reason behind that? What is the force value? Okay, that force normally can say restoring force. Restoring force. In simple harmonic motion, what we can call restoring force. Why? Because if you can consider spring block system, if you push or if you pull, what happening? It comes back. Okay, by the spring. That force is like a restoring force. That's why the force that we can use in simple harmonic motion, we can call it as a restoring force. Okay. So, in what is the restoring force? What is the equation for the restoring force? You can understand. First of all, the known thing we can define first. The acceleration of SHM. What is the acceleration? You remember? Acceleration. Acceleration A is equal to minus omega square A minus omega square Y. I remember this. Acceleration of a particle executing SHM. A is equal to minus omega square Y. Yes or no? Right? In terms of displacement Y, where omega is the angular speed, A is equal to minus omega square Y. Are you clear this point? Then,
Yes, sir.
by Newton's second law, force F is equal to what you can write for a particle. Suppose you can say this is the mean position again, extreme position towards right, left, extreme position A to B. So there is a particle from the mean position. What is the particle? Particle having certain mass, no? So it has certain mass M, which is executing SHM. We have consider a particle of mass M from the mean position. From the mean position, it is executing SHM, simple harmonic motion. Then the force acting on that particle, F is equal to what you can write? You can do Newton's second law. F is equal to ma. Yes or no? Because of this motion, whatever motion, simple harmonic motion, any motion, for any motion there should be a force. That force F net is equal to ma. Okay, so that force F is equal to ma. Then what you can write? This F is equal to That force actually restoring force. How to understand that force is a restoring force? We can observe an example of spring block system. This is the block of mass M. This is the spring. So just you can give a push. Then what happen? It will compress by displacement y. Let us say actually x. We have used the y symbol now because vertically I have taken that y. You can continue. Then what happen? This compression will make there is a restoring force acting on the spring. So that force we can take by using acceleration a, ma. Then we can see here ma, that is equal to minus omega square y into m. Then f we can write f is equal to minus m omega square y. So therefore f is equal to minus m omega square into y. Are you clear this? F is equal to minus m omega square into y by using Newton's second law. Then this f we can write as f is equal to minus ky actually. Okay, where k is the force constant. Before also I said minus ky, where k is the force constant. So now you can compare minus m omega square y and minus ky, equation 1 and 2. So normally here you can take a dynamics. If the particle is pushed towards by applied force, then there is a restoring force that will be established, F restoring force. That restoring force directly proportional to negative displacement, F proportional to minus y. From this you can write F restoring is equal to minus ky, where k is called force constant. But minus ky is equal to m omega square y. How it is m omega square y came? By using Newton's second law, ma. Are you clear this point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is about the restoring force acting on a particle. Then you can take either m omega square y or ky. So then what is k value also you can define based on these two equations. Then you can equate minus ky is equal to minus m omega square y. Okay. What is this k? Force constant, or you can say spring constant also. If it is spring, we can say spring constant. Okay. In general, you can say force constant. For a spring, you can say spring constant. Then minus ky is equal to minus m omega square, minus cancel, y cancel. Then what is k value? K is equal to m omega square. K is equal to m omega square. Okay. Is the relation. Then here, if you know the k and m for a given spring, if you know spring constant and mass of a block, then you can find the omega. That is omega square is equal to k by m. Omega square is equal to k by m. From this, omega is equal to root k by m. Are you clear this? Angular velocity in terms of spring constant or force constant. This is a new relation. Okay. And time period of the spring block system, how to calculate? Time period. Let us say time period is t. T equal to what you can write? 2 pi by omega. 2 pi by omega. That is equal to 2 pi by root k by m. 2 pi by root k by m. So then what you can write? T is equal to 2 pi root m by k. Are you clear this?
Yes.
T equal to 2 pi root m by k. That means time period of a spring block system, if it is executing simple harmonic motion, then that is equal to root of 2 pi times of root of mass by k, force constant or spring constant. Okay. Then graphically how to understood this? F is equal to minus m omega square y. So you can draw a graph. Let us say along x-axis you can take displacement of the particle, along y-axis force. This is the force along y-axis, along x-axis displacement y. Then can observe F is equal to minus m omega square y. So this is the negative slope. So that the equation will go like this because of the negative slope. It is like a straight line. That the equation of the graphical representation of this particle. Simple harmonic motion. Already in acceleration also I shown this. It has a negative slope now. Are you clear this? This F along y-axis, displacement y along x-axis, then F proportional to minus y, then it will become negative slope. Then the angle will be like this. Obtuse angle greater than 90 theta. Then what is the angle value? Theta. Then tan theta is equal to slope. Tan theta is equal to slope m. What is that m value here? Actually, this mathematically slope m is physically mass m. Don't confuse. The slope mathematically slope m, or let us say m dash. M dash is equal to tan theta, that is equal to m omega square minus m omega square. Are you clear this? Okay. So this is like acceleration displacement equation, slightly deviated with the product of mass. That's it. Are you clear this? So this F normally you can define as a restoring force for SHM. Why I am telling restoring force means you can observe here. So this is the particle from the mean position moving a displacement towards right point B and towards left point A. So while particle is moving, you can observe here, particle is moving from mean position to extreme position. What is happening? You can observe displacement y is increasing. If y is increasing, you can observe force F proportional to minus y. So what happening? If y is increasing, F also increasing. So that means the restoring force also increasing up to extreme position. At extreme position, force will be maximum. That means y is equal to a na, amplitude. The restoring force will be maximum, and particle will be stopped. And this restoring force acting in which direction? Towards the mean position, towards the center O. Displacement along away from the center, mean position, whereas restoring force towards the mean position. Okay. That means if you displace the spring block system from the mean position, suppose this is the spring is extending like this. But spring, what will do? Spring force F trying to restore this. That will go at maximum extreme position B. After that, it will be stopped. Then again, the restoring force trying to pull this mass to the mean position M. Are you clear this? This block trying to bring towards the mean position. That is doing by whom? That is doing by restoring force. Yes or no? So that is opposite to the displacement y. That way we can say it is opposite to the displacement y. Okay. Are you clear this up to? My dear students? So this is about understanding about restoring force and their relation with respect to displacement and time period with force constant and angular frequency with force constant. Okay. So thank you, Ananda. I'll stop here. So afternoon we will discuss. Continue.